Good morning, scholars. So today we're going to take a look at the Enlightenment. It's going to be the last major event to close out our examination of the 18th century. So when we talk about the Enlightenment, we want to consider the convergence of a number of happenings throughout Europe and, in fact, across the world. The first to keep in mind is that while the Columbian exchange had occurred quite some time ago by this point in time, the effects of the Columbian exchange are now actually starting to be felt by people worldwide. Moreover, when we look at some of the scientific knowledge and advances that came out of the scientific revolution, which really was at the end of the Renaissance era, we now see a lot of people becoming exposed to these ideas. You'll recall that when we talked about the Enlightenment, we said that, when we talked about the Renaissance, we said that for the most part it was an elitist phenomenon. Most ordinary people wouldn't have even recognized that they were living during this era of Renaissance, as it was termed, or rebirth. A major change, however, occurs by the end of the 18th century. If we take scientists and more aptly termed these philosophers that you're going to be introduced to today, these are individuals that didn't hold on to their ideas or didn't only circulate them amongst their social class. Instead, these were people that actively went out and tried to agitate for change based on their new ideas. And as we're going to see, all of these new ideas are going to have one thing in common, and that is they're going to be based on rational thought. So rationality is going to be one of the key words that we think about when we talk about the Enlightenment. So you're going to take a look at a sampling of philosophers today. These are social thinkers of the 18th century that, as I said, were actively advocating for change. Now, you're going to see a lot of the change that they're advocating for are going to be based on their ideas about natural laws and subsequently what we call natural rights. So they're going to essentially question everything in society. What is the relationship between people and their government? What should it be? What is the relationship between or among different social classes? What are natural economic explanations of society? There'll certainly be a lot of questioning regarding the role of religion in priests in society. So ultimately, what I'm hoping that you'll see here is a lot of the questions and dialogue that occurs during the 18th century Enlightenment really puts society on its path to modernity. And in fact, a lot of the issues that continue to permeate society today, in fact, have their origins in the 18th century event we refer to as the Enlightenment. So, you'll see down below, I'm going to ask you to read about a few of the philosophers, and as you do, I'm going to just simply ask you to jot down what their major contributions to society were. So in other words, what new ideas were they spreading? And I'd also like you to take note of their major publications as well, and this will be given to you in the reading section that you're assigned today. In addition, I'd like you to take a look at the Enlightenment video that I've included, and as you watch through the video, also, where applicable, add additional information to your Philosophs organizer. All right, so we'll see you soon. Enjoy.